This is the Fantasy Roadshow.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Roadshow. We are your hosts. My name is Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at fantasy_trucker. This is Mike Kulz. You can find him on Twitter at Kulz_sports. We are back again today with our first ever Best Ball Friday.
What?
Best Ball Friday, everybody. We will be doing a segment like this. Oh, cracking a Celsius. Ooh, baby.
Fresh one,
Fresh
baby.
Celly. Oh, man.
Got that Fuji apple pear.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I think I have a tropical vibe. I'm gonna crack open soon once I hit the road. But I'm saving that one.
I cracked it and I got some on the screen. The screen's even the screen's drinking Celly this morning. We're waking up, baby. The screen is drinking Celly. I'm drinking Celly. You're drinking.
Let's go. I love it. Celsius all around, baby.
The official beverage.
The
Fantasy Roadshow.
The official, unofficial beverage of the Fantasy Roadshow.
The official, unofficial beverage of the Fantasy Roadshow.
I love it.
Celsius.
If there's any execs out there from Celsius that are watching, hit us up.
Bring it on, baby.
Yeah, Mike. First of all, happy Friday. This is our first Best Ball Friday. We're going to be doing this once a week, right?
Yeah, really excited. It's a great way to get involved and to practice drafting, get a little skin in the game. You got a 30-second shot clock. So if you're out there drafting in leagues with a minute and you got to learn how to think quickly and kind of work through tiers in your brain of like, you don't want to be clouded when you're drafting. So, I mean, that's why mocks are great. We're going to be doing those every Monday. These are a little bit more pressure because you do have skin in the game. So you got to think quickly. You got to work through different tiers, your different rankings, and learn how to separate any emotion if you get sniped, and you got to scramble and make a pick. So yeah, you're gonna see it live with us, how we communicate, how our brain works through these picks. We're kind of new to this, really best ball in general, but also like recording the best ball draft. So we're trying to get as much of our brain into words for you. So hopefully we did a good job at doing that, but we're going to get better every time. So
yeah, come and join us and get better along with us, learn with us. And this really helps sharpen your skills. So if you're not drafting best ball on UnderDog Fantasy, get in there. $25. Winner gets $3 million in the Best Ball Mania. A ton of entries, but you never know. You may be that winner. And I mean, can you imagine winning $3 million?
Well, there's some top heavy prizes, which makes it fun, but also like at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is advance and give yourself a shot. So we'll talk through different strategies of, some people stack certain games in those later playoff rounds. However, you're not going to have a shot at those rounds unless you advance. So you're just trying to get the best team in that draft room. Top two teams in the draft room advance to the playoffs. So I like to just say, hey, as many teams as we can get to advance and then kind of, get lucky. But you got to be good in order to get lucky. So got to win your draft room, and that's what we're going to try to do every time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think without any further ado, we're just going to hop right into it. Everybody, you know what to do. Buckle up. All righty. So we are going to jump right into this best ball bonanza.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
Let's not do that, Mike. Okay. I'm all ready to go, but let's not do a Black Eyed Peas reference.
Whatever.
All right. So we're doing Best Ball Mania. $25 buy-in. Winner gets $3 million.
We are the 12th pick. Oh, boy. Oh, yay.
Oh, you don't say. Pick number 12.
Okay. Well, That's what we're working with. All right, here we go. Pick 12. Here I like Bijan, Garrett Wilson, maybe a little CD Lamb, as we talked about earlier. So I guess you wouldn't have heard earlier because we had an error.
We had technical difficulties. Okay, this is it's a work in progress. You know, this is the Fantasy Roadshow. This is not a well-oiled machine, but we're working on making it that. So.
We're getting better every time for the people. Anyways, pick 12. We're here at the turn. We're going to be able to stack something up real nice here. I would love to see a fall of Bijan, CD, Garrett Wilson. So if we can get 2 out of 3 of those, I think we're both very happy being in the 12 spot. But we're going to have to just kind of see what falls here. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase off the board.
Per usual.
But I think earlier when we had a little bit more time, we talked about our preferable spots to land. I like being in the 8 to 10 range because CeeDee Lamb's my wide receiver 3, and he will typically fall there, and then you can have a nice little turn right there. Ryan loves the 1 through 4, and going in the exact order that you just saw is his favorite. What do you think with this so far, Ryan?
Yeah, it's pretty chalk. I like it. That's exactly how I would start if I had any one of those first 4 picks. I'm looking to grab one of those 4 stud wide receivers to start my draft.
Yeah, absolutely. So pretty chalky still, Eckler and then Kelsey. This is where we get into the range where people may snipe one of our guys. Wow, Nick Chubb goes 1-8. That is a great pick. Chubb's going to have a huge year. That is a great pick for us. Trying to get 2 of those 3 of the Bijan, CD, Garrett Wilson camp.
Yeah, if we can lock in 2 of those 3, this is just very ideal.
There goes Diggs. There goes Diggs. So it becomes a little bit more of a reality. There goes A.J. Brown. It is a reality, folks. Bijan's gone. We get CD, Garrett Wilson.
Let's go. Let's go. This is just it's I would have loved Bijan here, but out of those 3, these are the 2 people that I would have wanted on the team anyway. I love going wide receiver to start the drafts. The running backs you can get in the 3rd round are solid running back 1s. I'm totally fine missing out on Bijan there.
Yeah. So one thing that we're just gonna do early on, I don't care how early, we're gonna go ahead and show you as we're going potential stacks. The CD Dak stack, and then you have the Rodgers, Garrett Wilson stack. And I'm just going to do that there in the queue just to kind of show you guys a strategy used in best ball kind of as we go. So I think we are probably both agree that because we have 2 really good quarterbacks in those guys, we don't have to get one of these elite guys here in the 3rd, 4th, even 5th round. If someone falls in that 5th, 6th range, it starts to get tempting. But these next 2 picks, we can look to just stack our depth at running back and wide receiver, and we'll both be really happy.
Yeah, I think that's the right move here. Again, when it comes to stacking, remember, try not to reach on your stacks. I know it's tempting. I know it's enticing. I know you're going to want to do it, but just
don't reach, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never sacrifice ADP. That's not what drafting's about. Of course, in some of those rounds when your guy's not going to come, when he's not going to fall to you, then reach a little bit. But Ryan,
you got
Ryan.
Me. I'm sorry.
Ryan, get it together.
I was trying to hold it.
Ryan, reel it back in, Ryan, for our listeners. Which we have to come up with a name. We have to come up with a name for our listeners. Reel it back in. Amon-Ra goes Jalen Waddle, Jonathan Taylor, Olave Adams, Derrick Henry off the board at 19. 20 goes Barkley, Devonta Smith, Tony Pollard, and Mahomes and Higgins to end round 2. Jalen Hurts starts us off in round 3.
Flying off the board. Mike, as you mentioned, we need to think of a term for our listeners. What about the roadies?
The roadies. I love that. You guys are the roadies. I love that name. Your mind is so far in the gutter right now, but you came up. Hey, your mind being in the gutter just came up with our show's listeners as the roadies, and I fucking love it. Let's go, roadies.
Let's go. Yeah, fresh off the top of the head. The roadies come from being on the road with different bands. They help with the travel and the setting up the musical equipment. The roadies. So
roadies also come from having road beers.
Roadie sodies.
Cruising around the country, going back from the lake, having a couple of roadies. So
completely illegal, and we don't suggest it, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
All right, so who's been off the board here? Catch us up.
We also don't not suggest it. So Metcalf goes, Ramondre goes, Lamar Allen off the board, Mark Andrews, Josh Jacobs gone. We have 4 picks until us coming here. I love Breece Hall. I love Amari Cooper. I love Najee Harris.
Calvin Ridley.
ETN gone. Calvin Ridley's interesting. He's starting to pop up in my brain as a nice pick here.
Judy.
These next 3 right off the board here, there goes Calvin Ridley, but Breece Hall, Amari Cooper, I would love to see one of them fall. Judy, Harris, very strong backups. God, I would love Breece Hall to fall to us here. There goes
Debo.
There goes
Come
Debo.
on.
We lock in Hall or Cooper. If we can get both of them here, I may run around. Oh, there goes Breece. Man, that would have been nice.
I should have been talking up Keenan Allen. You know what? I gotta remember to talk about decoys. Okay, that's the name of the game.
That would have been really nice to get Breece, but we're gonna get Amari Cooper and we're gonna get Najee here, right? And we're
absolutely
be really happy about that.
Oh, of course. Amari Cooper and Najee, welcome to the squad. Number 1. Number 2, I love this start. Having 3 stud wide receivers, in my opinion, and then grabbing Najee as our running back 1 in the 4th round. I mean, I can't think of a better start than that.
Yeah, could you imagine if we would have seen Breece Hall there? Like, why was
that's
falling
not fair
because of being on the pup? I don't understand that.
I don't know. People are just hesitant,
Yeah, that would have been, there's massive upside with Breece Hall. Could Dalvin Cook potentially sign with the Jets? Yes, but I still think he's a force. You saw what he did in limited touches last year. So here we got Keenan Allen, Gibbs, Christian Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, gone. Ryan, I like to say everything happens for a reason. I'm rather spiritual guy, if you will. If we had not been on Best Ball recording number 3 of the night, we would have not come up with the name for our dear listeners, the Roadies. I am so happy about that.
Yeah,
that's a checkpoint type of thing in a show, and you just made that happen. Ryan, Pistol Pete, Peterson, the fantasy trucker.
Let's go. It's something that I just thought of in the moment, and I'm glad that we are firing off these Best Ball drafts. It is Best Ball Friday. No better day than today to be drafting Best Ball lineups, okay? So if you're not drafting Best Ball, what are you doing? Yeah, get in there.
I love the energy in this room right now. The boys are humming. We're off to a great start. Some may be discouraged having a little hiccup in the first round and 2. And, the vibes are high, and the fantasy gods are certainly paying us their respects and letting us have a really good start to this draft. So let's keep it rolling, baby.
Mike, I'm kind of feeling it, man. This might be our best draft yet.
Certainly after 4 rounds, that is a great start. We've been loving Cooper in that 3rd round. Najee, he falls to you in the 4th. I mean, come on. CeeDee Lamb, he's my wide receiver 3. I know you have him in your top 5. Garrett Wilson, I think he's also top 5. So, yeah, you're right. Nail on the head. What a start for the boys.
Yeah.
So anyways, Jerry Jeudy for the listeners, for the roadies. Jeudy, McLaren, Mixon, London, Kenneth Walker, Joe Burrow to round out the 4th round. And then Hawkinson, J.K. Dobbins goes. You know what I talked about earlier in our past draft? Hurts and Burrow stacking on the same team here with Justin Jefferson. I mean, that is just not smart to go 2 elite quarterbacks. You're not going to be using them. Yeah, you're going to have a good quarterback, but your depth is going to hurt later on here. So I'm very happy that Hoffmarp essentially just saw himself out of the league here.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It doesn't make sense to me. Some people are into it, but, we'll see what happens.
No, I'm not into that. And then he goes Hawkinson. So Hawkinson, Dobbins, Fields, Ayuk, Mike Williams, Deontay Johnson to start round 5 so far. We got 5 picks until us. Now 4 picks until us. Best available is the way we're going to go. So what do we like here? Obviously, Aaron Jones, we can't expect him to fall to us that late. Who else do we like here, Rye?
I'm going to mention a few names, and you may not take me seriously, and that's fine because I don't take myself seriously sometimes. I'm going to mention Miles Sanders. I hope Miles Sanders really falls to us here. I'm really hoping we can grab him with our next pick. And if not, I'd be totally fine with it because there's other players I like.
So Sanders or Akers, which one do you tend to lean on your redraft rankings?
Since you weren't catching my drift there, I'm definitely leaning Akers, but I don't want to be talking about him because in previous drafts, the more I talk about the player, the faster they get drafted before our pick.
I am catching your drift.
Okay.
So I love Akers here as well. I like running it back with Herbert and Akers. He falls to us again in this round. I didn't like the decision as much there goes Herbert. So I like Akers here. I agree with you. Do like Trevor Lawrence as well. Otherwise, we're waiting till the next turn with Dak, which I don't mind. What do you want
to
do?
Deshaun.
Or Deshaun, correct. So let's wait on quarterback. Let's go Akers. And are you a Godwin or are you a Hollywood guy?
I'm a Hollywood over Godwin guy.
Then let's go and get our boy Hollywood.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, with the Hollywood and Godwin, they're both teams have terrible quarterbacks to start the season. But I think Kyler does come back relatively early in the season, and it's just going to be, full-fledged mayhem. I think he's going to unleash on the league when he comes back.
Yeah, absolutely. So interestingly enough, we are looking at
what are we?
Deshaun Watson would be at his ADP is 83.9. So he's right around ADP for our 7th and 8th round pick here. I love that. I would love to have a stack with him and Cooper and potentially even get our boy Eli Moore. So, let's go ahead and see what Eli's ADP is. So his ADP is right around there as well. I mean, we have our RB2. We could end up going Deshaun Watson and Eli Moore in these next 2 picks and solidifying that Browns stack. I would be happy about it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'd be happy about that. Very big on the Cleveland Browns this year. Just stacking Deshaun and Cooper is amazing, let alone throwing Elijah Moore in there. And that's just, it makes it even more juicy for me.
Yeah. So anyways, here goes Godwin right after our pick. Lockett, Trevor Lawrence goes at 64. Evans, Pittman, Miles Sanders, ya boy, at the 67 mark. Kittle, Pitts off the clock, Dameon Pierce. And here we are to kind of finalize this 6th round.
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting so far. A lot of chalky picks. Not too many people are falling. People are kind of being drafted at their ADP right now.
There goes Dotson.
Let's keep in mind, we're learning from our previous drafts here. Just stuff to mention. Let's not forget about the tight end position. We have to grab some guys that we really trust. We really kind of got shafted in the previous drafts.
Shaft. Yeah, I do not mind waiting for Dulcich. It's then you cannot pair him with Laporta. So, I don't hate going Dulcich and McBride and then maybe throwing in a guy like Mayer or Jelani Woods at the end. I actually kind of love the idea of Jelani Woods at the end. So I'm not against doing a Dulcich, McBride, Jelani stack. Three, it gives you 3 options at tight end. Any of those guys could go off any week. 7th round, Swift, Addison, Tony go. There goes David Montgomery.
Full Monty.
Gabe Davis gone.
All right, we are up in 6 picks, and we're looking pretty good where we're at.
Yep, there goes Pickens. I am a big Pickens guy this year. I like to start talking around the 4-pick range just because you don't want to sell yourself on a guy and then get disappointed. But love Deshaun Watson here. Eli Moore, we talked about him, but we don't even necessarily have to go that route. You have a guy like Quentin Johnston.
Zay Flowers.
You have a Zay Flowers here. Although I do think I lean Eli Moore over Zay, but there goes Rashad White. He was a guy I was going to bring up. So, yeah, I think, honestly, stack or no stack, Deshaun and Eli are probably my 2 favorite picks here. I could be sold on Isaiah Pacheco, as I do like to get the running back for Mahomes. There goes Waller.
Yeah, I like that Waller pick in the 7th. I do think he's going to have a fantastic year. A lot of explosive games.
And Che Thompson is on the clock. Do not grab one of our boys, Che. You're not getting Deshaun Watson because you already have a QB. Unless you auto pick, but hopefully you auto pick Brandon Cooks. Yes.
There we go. Thank you, fantasy gods.
What do you think here about Elijah and Deshaun Watson, Ryan?
I think it's a go-to. I think we have to grab them here. We like them both individually, even if stacking wasn't really a thing. I think our picks would be Deshaun and Eli. The stacking just makes it that much more of a sure thing for me.
I couldn't agree more, Ryan. You know what else? CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson share a bye, and there are obvious 1-2. So going 5 deep at receiver right here leaves us with that that luxury of having 5 receivers with our top 2 sharing a bye week. So I'm totally cool. I am extremely happy with the way our team is built right now. We have a stack that we both love at a very good price, and the quarter from a running back room, Najee and Akers, we love those guys in those rounds, right? Like having the luxury of going 2 top wide receivers early and then getting those are literally our top 2 guys that we like there. Breece Hall falling would have been an absolute anomaly. So, Najee's our top guy in that range, and so is Akers, quite honestly. So the way that this team is building out, Ryan likes to call Hollywood Brown a target hog. So the fact that we were able to scoop him up makes us happy. You get more in Deshaun. This is still one of my favorite, how things from this draft position and how things have fallen. This is one of my favorite builds.
Yeah. Anytime you start with a CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson, it just kind of sets the stage for great things, and the fact that we've been able to get who we got at the spots we got them, I'm thrilled, man. Thrilled up to this point, but it is the 8th round. A lot of stuff to still shake out. I don't want to get too amped. I don't want to get too, excited, but there's a lot of guys down here that I like, man.
Yeah.
Who's going to be down here? Obviously Samaje, Rashad Penny. We like those guys. We've talked about them. Nico Collins, Romeo Dobbs, Elijah Mitchell, Jerick McKinnon. A lot of very good value down here at our next 2 picks.
Khalil Herbert, I love. Just
Hurry.
throwing Herbert into a running back room that consists of Akers and Harris. This gives us guys that have an ability. They're going to have a role in the offense today, and then they have, an ability to take some injury upside or really just have an opportunity to break a run or a touchdown. I mean, you saw what Penny did. What's your Penny stat?
I have a bunch of them. Which one are you looking for?
Like 20-yard rush Penny stat, I think.
20-yard rush Penny stat. I think he led. No, I'm not too sure. I don't want to speak. I don't want to. You caught me off guard there. I don't have that pulled up, but
Sorry.
I can pull it up.
Yeah. Honestly, even grabbing Dak here, going to Sean and Dak, that would be that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
There are 4 guys without quarterbacks. So will Dak be there? Probably not. But if they were playing a game of trying to get cute and see if they can get Dak on the turn, I would not be opposed to getting Deshaun and Dak and just having a beast wide receiver room early.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, those stacks are top tier in my opinion, and getting them where we're getting them at is just makes it that much better.
Yeah. Antonio Gibson, he's here.
Love Antonio Gibson this year.
P. Ryan, Penny, Herbert, Collins. There's options right here. Gibson's gone. That guy likes the Redskins. He now has McLaurin and Gibson. Juju Smith-Schuster. That's a guy I would not be drafting, and he is gone. A Rich gone. Wouldn't draft him with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, when you were mentioning the Rashad Penny 20-yard thing, I think you were thinking of Kenneth Walker. He led the league last year in 20-yard runs.
Yeah, that was maybe a Mendenhall or Mendelson. Sorry, Mendenhall. I'm just thinking about running backs right now. That was a Mendelson pick. All right, so Dak's here if we want Dak.
I would love it.
You want to go Dak and then one of these P. Ryan Pennies, or do we like Herbert? It seems like P. Ryan Penny's the right move.
I don't know, man. You're really talking me into Herbert. I love Herbert this year. He's going to start out as the guy. Who knows how that's going to shake out? I don't know. I feel like Dak. Herbert. Huh?
That guy took Dak for whatever fucking reason.
Oh, I thought that was just you grabbing him with our first pick.
So we can grab both of them if you want to go P. Ryan and Penny here and just stack up our running back room, or P. Ryan and Herbert.
Yeah, let's go P. Ryan and Herbert.
So you want to go Herbert over Penny?
I do, yeah. I just think Herbert is a little bit more solidified early on. Penny has to work his way up to getting a large workload, and I think Herbert starts off with a large workload.
Okay.
Would you agree with me?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right, so what's our team now so far?
We have Deshaun Watson, Najee, Akers, P. Ryan, Herbert. So I really think that's a blessing in disguise that we just got back-to-back running backs there instead of adding our second quarterback, because we needed depth here at running back. We got Deshaun Watson, Najee Harris, Cam Akers, Samaje P. Ryan, Khalil Herbert, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, Marquise, Hollywood Brown, and Elijah Moore.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
You're queuing that one up. So we go P. Ryan and Herbert, then goes Joku, Brian Robinson, Damian Harris, Kirk, and DJ go back-to-back. Gosh, that guy got auto-drafted Dak, and it really bothers me.
Yeah, it's a shame when people get auto drafted in these leagues and just kind of snipe you for no apparent reason, and it's a little rough, but roll with the punches, right?
Yeah, I guess it's tough to swallow, but there goes Rashad Penny.
Yep.
There goes
Followed by Nico Collins.
Nico.
I like Nico Collins this year, man. I just think he's going to win that job and be the number one.
I do too. I like him as well. He's a great value to have there later on. So something we talked about earlier when we had Hollywood is potentially grabbing a Kyler Murray, like if he falls ADP. Like, let's see, he's 152 ADP. If he falls to, gosh, we'd probably have to take him at our 156, 157. But if he fell to like a 180, I would be really happy.
Yeah,
I like because sometimes he slides to like 15 picks past his ADP. And if I had Hollywood, I'm sniping him. We're already planning on grabbing McBride. And it's not that the Cardinals is a sexy stack that you want, but that late, whatever.
Yeah, traditionally speaking, you want to grab stacks on good offenses. However, the Cardinals are going to be throwing the ball a lot. They're going to be playing from behind a lot. You may just see an uptick, and there goes Dulcich.
Wow.
So again, we can't get too thin at tight end here. Who do you like here?
Odell, Rodgers, Eli Mitchell, Devin A. Chain off the board to end round 10. Lazard, Geno Smith, Jerick McKinnon. Our boy Dulcich, unfortunately, goes there at the 124. Zay Jones, Dobbs off the clock. We have 5 picks until us. Who do I like here? I like Dalton Kincaid.
Boom. That's the name I was hoping you were going to say.
Love that. I like Dalton Kincaid. I do like Russell Wilson, even though we lost out on our Dulcich stack. Kincaid, let's see what running backs. Got to be someone else I like here. I don't like Bigsby. I don't like Miller. I don't like Algier. There goes Goff. I like Kincaid. I kind of like Russell Wilson. I like another Bear and Darnell Mooney.
I'm fine with any one of those 3.
All right, so we're definitely going Kincaid. You add Mooney to that wide receiver room, it's pretty stacked. I don't like these running backs. Man, I do kind of like Russell Wilson, but
let's go Kincaid first and give us some more time.
Yeah, so I like Russell. I like Mooney. Do I love Mooney? Not really. Who else?
Russell.
Who else at quarterback would we like there? Yeah, I mean, like, I think here I just like Russell's value this late.
Yeah, otherwise we were talking about Kyler next swing around.
Which honestly, I still would like Kyler. I don't know if I would like him in this next turn, but yeah, I like Russell, and I'm glad we won him. I don't know what else to say there. Like, he's should have a bounce back year. Getting him as your 133rd pick is attractive to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he can't get much worse than what happened last year. I think it's only room to go up. So
yeah, opens the door for us to get someone like Marvin Mims late, who's a rookie that has some really big playability. So there could be a game that they connect for a touchdown or two. Tim Patrick is a guy that everyone's talking about. He's a potential stack there late. So that's, that opens the door for that. It's another one of those late round stacks, value stacks that we talked about. You heard Mendelson talk about Tim Patrick yesterday. So if we can get him as our wide receiver 73, I personally think that he is a guy that is like one of these industry hype guys again.
Tim Patrick?
Yeah, like I feel like Tank Bigsby, but taking a shot at him as your wide receiver 73, it's like whatever.
Yeah, it's just 2 years in a row during the offseason, the team is referring to him as the best wide receiver in the room. Didn't pan out last year because of an injury. He's getting the same hype that he did last year this year. So, I mean,
dude, 53 receptions, 734 yards, and 5 touchdowns in 21. Like, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all. He's kind of coming into form, and I don't know. Jerry Jeudy is very talented. Marvin Mims seems like a great rookie. For them to be hyping up Tim Patrick over those guys, he's got to be doing something right in this camp, and I'm willing to grab him this late in the draft.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I saw a tweet regarding Tim Patrick that was like, Tim Patrick is 29. He's being talked about. He's being talked about like he's 23 and about to be one of the best receivers in the league.
He's learned a lot. He's not an old veteran, but he's kind of a younger veteran.
Yeah, if he's gonna break out, do it now. But so I'm gonna just rattle off our picks since our pick. Myers, Van Jefferson, Tank Bigsby, another guy I think that is a industry hype train. Darnell Mooney, we were talking about him. Algier, Jalen Warren, Jonathan Mingo, young receiver for the Panthers. Kendre Miller, Adam Thielen, Dalton Schultz, Rashee Rice to end the 12th round and then to start off his MVS. So that guy's clearly going and looking for Mahomes' target. If you scroll up, he doesn't have Mahomes, which is interesting. Higbee goes, Roshan goes, Kenny Pickett at the 148. Pickett's a guy that kind of, I know you don't like him in that slow offense that Canada runs, but
Matt Canada sucks.
I love the way that Pickens, I love the chemistry between Pickett and Pickens, and I think that he could take a step this year. I just do. I don't know.
I think they both can be true at the same time. Pickens can take some steps forward. Is he going to have a star-studded season? Probably not, but probably going to have more than 800 yards like he had last year. I could see him having over 1,000 yards, over 75 receptions, and having a very, very strong season.
Yeah.
I like Cole Kmet, man. Bears, obviously.
Yeah, I don't want to go backup tight end here. I mean, I know you like going 3 after talking with, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't really want to go Kmet, but I understand what you're trying to get at. We have Kincaid. He's a young guy. Will he perform highly right away? You don't really know, but
it may take him some time. Kmet, 7 touchdowns in the last 10 weeks last year.
Yeah, I guess Kmet's not a bad option here. I love Laporta here in a little while. I just don't really want him here. Yeah, I guess Kmet, you're right. Kmet's a good call here if he's available.
You see that, everybody? Got him.
I mean, it just kind of is.
No, I love
value.
When you come around. Yes,
we need
absolutely.
Another tight end. The way this is falling is making it even seem more true. So if he falls here, I think Kmet's the option, and then we got to start looking at our next guy. What are you thinking?
Marvin Mims.
Okay. Mims over Patrick. I like that. Honestly, Chark might be the right call.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Chark may be the wide receiver 1. There's no chance Mims is.
Yeah, Chark should be the wide receiver 1. You know what I mean?
Should be, but Adam Thielen's the only one in that room who's had a top 10 season. Chark's never had a top 10 season.
Yeah, I know. What's Mims' ceiling?
The wide receiver 2, huh?
Yeah, maybe with a few big games.
Yeah, I mean, he's been touted as he could be the deep threat with Russell Wilson, who's great, still great at throwing the deep ball. So, there's some value there.
We want to go Mims.
I'm fine going Chark. Chark could be the wide receiver 1 on that team.
I want to go Chark, and I want to tell you why. And I think we made the right decision, okay? And I want to tell you why.
Give it to me.
On the podcast with a very, very good brain in this industry, David Mendelson, he says when you're looking this late, he likes guys with routes run.
Oh.
And I think that Chark is going to have so many more routes ran than Mims this year, like that we just know right now. So, barring injury, let's say a Thielen goes down. Well, they don't really have many two guys. Chark becomes not the best option, but the only option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who knows if Terrace Marshall, Jonathan Mingo, very unproven.
Yeah. I think we made the right decision.
No, I do too. I'm totally fine with that. Again, it's not like the stack it's something you don't have to go with.
Right.
Grabbing players in ambiguous situations where you're unsure of who that number 1 actually is valuable to me. Like, take your chance, swing for the fences on guys you think could be the number 1 on that offense.
Absolutely. And hey, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but there is a potential where Tim Patrick falls to us in the next round.
Oh, shit.
I don't think it will happen because he's 1, 2, 3, 4, and he goes immediately. So
that's how it works, people. You start talking about someone, you got your eye on someone, and bam.
Yeah. Out of all the snipes that we've felt in our souls, that is not one that I'm going to be feeling or losing sleep over.
No, but it's just ironic that as you're talking about him.
Oh, yeah, it's good. I love it. Sam Laporta. Good.
All right, well, I'm looking at Tyquan Thornton down here, Bryce Young.
Love Tyquan Thornton, baby.
I was like,
love
are you
Bryce
okay?
Young. No, that was the sound of me coming, Ryan.
Over Tyquan Thornton.
Let's
go.
Foreman gone. If we could end up with Jerome Ford and Tyquan Thornton here, I would freak out. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't want to get my hopes too up, but that would be ideal.
I would take some of you roadies back to the RV.
Teaser. If we win one of these Best Ball Mania drafts and win the $3 million, we will be getting a Fantasy Roadshow RV. We will be hitting the road, and we will be coming to a city near you.
Wow. You heard it here first. The fantasy trucker wants to get behind. There goes Tyquan. Damn it. The fantasy trucker wants to get behind the wheel on an RV with the logo on the side, customized in logo on the outside, customized on the inside. Would be a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I still think a semi truck would be more suitable, but
there goes Khalil.
Mike doesn't want to be flying around the trailer while I'm driving.
No, we're getting a pimped out RV that we're taking to the LSU game, and then shooting down to New Orleans for Sunday night football. Panthers against the Saints.
Calling it out right now.
Bryce Young.
All right, let's see who's
Jordan Love's gone.
Jordan Love.
There goes Hodgins. So Jerome Ford is still out there. I would love that. I still don't think he falls. Him and Jalen Reed are guys I look at here. Mechie's interesting. Bryce Young is certainly someone that's, awesome. Jeff Wilson could be a potential.
Yep.
There goes Chuba. Jeff Wilson could be a guy that gets a lot of really good time there and there goes Jerome Ford. So Knox gone. Jaden Reed's interesting. Mechie's interesting. What are you thinking here?
If it were up to me, also Gesicki is interesting. But if it were up to me, I'd go Bryce Young and Jeff Wilson here.
Well, I love that pick, so we're going to do it. There goes Bryce and Jeff Wilson. Welcome to the squad.
I feel comfortable with Jeff Wilson as our RB5. I don't think we need to draft another running back in the next the next 2 rounds, our last 2 rounds. I think we can fill in wide receiver and or tight end quarterback. I know that you are always looking for that Trey Lance at the bottom there.
Yeah, I would probably go wide receiver over quarterback since we already have 3 and took Bryce Young there.
Oh, yeah.
So guys I'm looking at here, always looking at Trey McBride. I would love him as our tight end 3. That makes me feel really confident. Few other names.
Go ahead.
Leonard's maybe not even a bad option if we could get him in the 17th freaking round.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you look at a guy like, I don't like Slayton.
You don't like Slayton?
Nah.
That's who I was going to mention. I like Slayton this year.
I mean, like, is he going to do better than 46, 7, 24, and 2 touchdowns? I don't think there's any shot. If he does that, I would be extremely happy. There goes Leonard. Let's see.
Yeah, Slayton was their best
Marshall.
receiver last year, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Was he towards the end?
No, I mean Isaiah Hodgins was definitely a standout.
Flip sleeper. Can you pull up what's his name? Darius Slayton. Sleeper. Oh, gosh, I don't have him. I want to see his stats.
I can pull him up. You can keep doing the draft here. I'll pull him up.
Got him. Someone like him, like, I need to see his stats being good at the end of the year. I'm not looking at him.
Yeah, you're not looking at him then.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he fell off towards the end of the year, then to me, it's like, okay, he was a flash in the pan early on, but then.
Yeah, I think he had a solid middle chunk of the season.
To build off.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the board. We got Leonard Fournette, as I mentioned, went. Jaden Reed, Devon Parker, Chase Brown. He's a great late round flyer. Mike Gesicki, John Mechie, Ty Chandler, Zamir White, Isaiah Mitchell. Wow, Denzel Mims. I haven't even seen him getting drafted, and there he goes because he went to the Lions. Jalen Hyatt, Sam Howell.
Yeah, Mims could be pretty interesting on the Lions without Jameson Williams. And even when Jameson Williams comes back, Mims could be a solid third option.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, you know, he's been talked about as a very, very talented wide receiver, and just,
yeah.
I mean, so many people go to the Jets and just don't do well. But now that Aaron Rodgers is there, hopefully things turn around, huh?
Yeah,
I like Jets.
I like the idea of Trey McBride here, and then I like the idea of grabbing Terrace Marshall, and then we have Chark and Marshall.
I think that's the right move.
So that kind of just solidifies like Carolina wide receiver, hopefully 1 with Mr. Bryce Young.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you agree with me, then carry on, my wayward son.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the right move here, and I think that'll round out what I think was a great best ball draft. I think you did a great job, Mike.
I did a great job. What, quarterbacking?
Yeah, phenomenal job. Phenomenal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did want to mention Mike and I will be starting next week. We're doing a mock draft Monday.
Mock.
Yeah.
Save it. Trey McBride on the squad.
Welcome
Terrace,
to the squad.
Terrace Marshall Tigers. Last pick, LSU Tiger. Lego.
Let's go. All right, let's read off our full team here, and what do we got?
All right, let's read it off for the people. CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, first 3 rounds. Najee Harris, Cam Akers, Hollywood Brown, Deshaun Watson, Eli Moore, Samaje Perine, Khalil Herbert, Dalton Kincaid, Russell Wilson, Cole Kmet, Chark, Bryce Young, Jeff Wilson, Trey McBride, Terrace Marshall. Those are all guys I love. I want to read it off segmented by position real quick. So I hate that we just double read it, but let's just do it this way. Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Bryce Young. In my mind, that is a great wide quarterback room.
Yeah. Gives us upside and safety nets where we need them.
Deshaun Watson could very well, has top 5 capability. Russell Wilson, honestly, as well, but maybe not at this point in his career. But honestly, we got him as quarterback 18, and he's going to outperform that this year. Bryce Young, another guy, rookie, might take a little time to get caught up to speed, but he's such a smart quarterback that he's going to have some big games this year and surprise some people. Najee Harris, Cam Akers, Samaje Perine, Khalil Herbert, and Jeff Wilson. Between Harris and Akers, obviously this is like our quote-unquote weak part of our team, but you have Najee, who is not too long ago a round 1 draft pick, Cam Akers, who showed to be that he could support a workhorse role, and then you have a Perine Herbert. One of those, Perine could be a starter for the first 6 weeks, Herbert honestly as well. They're both going to have big roles in their backfield, so I'm comfortable with them sharing a RB3 type role. And then Jeff Wilson, listen, if Cook doesn't get signed to the Dolphins, he's going to have a huge role on that team as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, Rye, we're talking about our deep and dirty wide receiver room. CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore. Stack him up with Cooper and with Deshaun Watson, and then DJ Chark and Terrace Marshall, stack them up with Bryce Young. I love that. And now let's go to the tight ends. Dalton Kincaid, Cole Kmet, Trey McBride, 3 young guys. You saw Cole Kmet take a huge step forward last year. Kincaid looking to come in as the number 2 receiving option for Josh Allen, and then Trey McBride stepping into the Zach Ertz shoes. Huge role for the Cardinals. That's the squad.
Honestly, what could go wrong? I feel so great about this team. The way that we built it is just perfect, in my opinion. I think that the way the structure is, I love that we have 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends. Gives us a nice safety net. We have a stud wide receiver room, and then our running backs I feel great about. We have some upside all over the place. All in all, great draft. And
50 minutes.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
50 minutes. Mr. Irrelevant. It's looking like it's taken a while for him to be picked, but buckle up, baby. The roadies are here to stay. What an episode. We had a great draft.
How about it?
We had a great draft. First Best Ball Friday. Great draft. Named our listeners the roadies. I mean, I'm extremely happy right now.
I think we're ready to sign off, but buckle up.
Buckle up, everybody. Take care. See you next week.